Hey, this is Belldon Colme, founder of Nutritional Fitness. I'm going to talk a little bit about flour. Now, flour is a huge topic, and I don't want to spend a lot of time with it right now. I want to kind of break it down into the simplest form to kind of bring understanding or awareness to the real dangers presented with commercially processed flour and the products that commercially processed flour is in. Okay, so let's start about what I mean when I say commercially processed flour. Well, commercially processed flour undergoes so many chemical reactions in the processing and so many elements of stripping away what's good about wheat that what comes out of the process doesn't really resemble wheat at all. Okay? First, we're going to take the hull or the bran off of the wheat. We're going to sell that separately because let's be honest, you can make more. I mean, we buy flour for what? 5 pounds for a couple of bucks? You can sell bran by the ounce, right? So why not strip it off and sell it separately, which is what we're doing in the commercial process. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to strip out the germ. The germ is where the most nutrients of the wheat kernel are. They're all in that germ, and we're going to strip it out, and we're going to sell it separately. It makes even more money than bran does. But more importantly, by stripping out the germ, we create a commercial flour that can sit on a shelf forever. Leave that germ in there and the flour would go rancid in about 3 days. In the refrigerator, it would last maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And in the freezer, it would last maybe 6 months. But see, for uniformity throughout the industrialization of food, it's better to have those things gone and create a product that's absolutely uniform that will last on a shelf forever. And that's what we do when we strip off the bran and we strip out the germ. But see, that's not enough. Once we've stripped away those two elements, what's left is called endosperm, and we can't mill it. We can't mill it because it's ooey and gooey and makes a mess out of the machinery. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bleach this stuff chemically 15 times until we create something that can be milled and turned into a powder without ruining the equipment, right? After we've chemically bleached it for 15 times and we create this brittle substance and we crumble it into powder, we now have something that we can't cook with because it's too fine and has no substance. So we're going to add conditioners back into this stuff to create something that we can work with and bake. Now we have something that's completely devoid of all nutrients, has been chemically processed to the point that it is dead and useless to a human body. And we've started adding stuff back into it that doesn't belong in a human body to try and make it usable. And now we have this nutritionally depleted stuff, and so we're going to add more things into it to enhance it or to make it fortified, vitamin and mineral fortified. But see, the vitamins and minerals that we're adding back into it are not things that are biologically usable in your body. Yeah, it might be vitamin blah, 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 but it's not in a formulation that's bioavailable to your body, meaning that even when you eat it with all the fortifications, you still have a product that's nutrient bankrupt to your body. But it doesn't stop there. Because we've taken a specific protein and we've isolated it and we've concentrated it and we put it back into this. Okay, and what I'm talking about here is gluten. We create a product that's super, super, super addictive. And this addictive nature of commercially processed flour is why we find it in so many weird places. Why does breakfast sausage have flour? Why do French fries from certain fast food outlets contain more flour than they contain potatoes? Why is the same true of potato chips? Why do you find flour in commercially processed ice cream? Why do you find flour in all of these weird places? Well, it's because of the addictive properties it contains. So now we have something that's nutrient bankrupt, that's addictive, and putting it into our body creates a situation where we grow body fat, and especially dangerously, we grow visceral body fat, which is the stuff up inside of our abdominal cavity that surrounds our heart and vital organs like a cast, and is a direct contributor to heart disease, diabetes, kidney disease, liver disease, and on and on and on. Now, I want to tell you something straight up. Gluten sensitivity is not a problem. The sensitivity comes to what we're doing in processing commercial flour. People who are gluten sensitive, when they eat ground whole wheat berries do not have the same sensitivity problems that they have when they're eating products made with commercially made flour. Listen, this stuff is dangerous. It's toxic. It poisons the body. And one of the best things that you can do is to eliminate it from your food plan entirely. Does that mean that you cannot have breads and other things? No, it doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean you're going to have to do your due diligence finding a bakery that uses what we call wholemeal. One of the best questions to ask in a bakery, do you use wholemeal? If you get a blank stare and you don't even know what wholemeal is, probably they don't use wholemeal. Okay? Wholemeal is a ground wheat berry. When it's milled in its entirety, what we get is called wholemeal. The second question to ask is, where do you store it? If they say, yes, we use wholemeal, where do you store it? Oh, we store it on the shelf back here. Walk away. Just walk away, because wholemeal will be stored in the refrigerator or for more extended periods in the freezer. And when you walk into a store and you see something pronouncing itself wholemeal, is it on a shelf? Walk away from it. Okay? One of the best things you can do is just invest $250 in a home mill and mill your own wheat berries. Wheat berries are cheap. The berry itself will last almost indefinitely. Once you mill it, it will go rancid in a few days, but only mill what you need for that day. And then cook your pancakes, cook your breads, cook your waffles with this product. And you're going to be miles ahead in health, in nutrition, in the way you feel, and even in the way this stuff tastes is so much more amazing and so much more filling. Guys, if I have 2 pancakes made with commercially milled flour, you know what I want? 8 more. When I have 2 pancakes milled with or made with wholemeal, I have a hard time eating 2 pancakes because they are so filling, so satisfying, so delicious. So guys, commercially available flour, nearly 100% of the time, is harmful to your body. Avoid it if you can.